When I woke up that morning, I had already received a call from an MLA who had said that they knew that we were flooding. Checked out the news, and sure enough, we already had the emergency alert. I came down to City Hall. The water had already breached its banks, and I was at the Snodgrass Recreation Center sandbagging when they needed to bring a pallet over to the hospital. So I came over with that pallet, and we were just piling up 3-4 sandbags high all the way around the facility to make sure that water didn't get in. By about 12:15, we were trapped inside, and we were watching the water continuing to rise, wondering if the sandbags were going to hold. The problem here at the hospital was that the landing pad for the helicopter was at ground level and covered in water. So there were 125 patients that were in there who would have needed to have been evacuated with no way to evacuate them. A helicopter tried to land on the roof a couple of times, and they realized it didn't have the structural integrity to be able to do that. So what ultimately ended up happening is, and I've talked to some nurses, they, I think, pulled a 40-hour shift over the course of 2 days, taking care of patients until they could be safely evacuated. We were in the back door as water was seeping in, and we all had to take turns with a shop vac trying to make sure that the water didn't come in and kick out the generator. I can only imagine what would have happened if that had occurred. But a front-end loader came along at about 7 o'clock. A couple of the guys from the local fire hall clearing out the volunteers and other visitors. So I jumped on that. They loaded me on the back of a manure spreader. And we were supposed to go straight to the station because there was a woman who was pregnant and another woman who had angina, a heart condition. But as we were going around the streets, there were just people coming out of their homes with their kids, with their pets, with their belongings, needing to be rescued. So it took us about 2 hours before we were able to get through the streets, pick up a number of people, get back to the fire hall, and be able to get the individuals safely to the medical care that they need. I think the breaking point was when one of our young rescuers ended up breaking his ankle, and that's when we realized, with 3 medical emergencies on board, that we needed to get back. But I can tell you there are a lot of times when I come down these streets where I just remember it being a wall of water. It was just a river, and it's pretty remarkable to think that only a couple of hours later, after the rains had finally subsided, it ended up draining out, but the damage was there. And of course we all ended up dealing with that in the weeks and months to follow.